Hi friends, how are you today? My name is Bailey Sarian and today is Saturday, which means it's Saturday. I still hate this chair. It just starts twirling on its own and it's like, where am I going? Sorry I missed last week. You see my Monday video, it was like an hour and something long, right? I spent just too much time on that video that I completely ignored my Saturday upload. And I'm sorry, whoopsie. I went on my Instagram and I was like, hey, Instagram, ask me a question. Let's do a little Q&A. I got some new subscribers here. Hi, how are you? I'm Bailey. And I know some of you are just so obsessed with me. You want to know everything about me. Oh my God, you're like so obsessed with me. I'm just kidding. Plus, I love talking about myself. I'm kidding. I'm going to answer some of your guys' burning questions. I'm also just going to do my makeup. I'm going to get ready. Instead of this being like makeup focused, I'll leave in the description box what I'm using. Maybe hold up the product like this. Wet n Wild sent this over to me and I've heard nothing but great things. So I'm very excited. I love that I just went on saying I wasn't going to discuss what I'm using, but here I am. Oops, that was a lot. This has been like my new thing. I know a lot of people do it, but I tried it and I'm kind of into it now. It's like spraying my brush with Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This isn't about the makeup. Okay, first question. What's your most embarrassing story? Well, I have many. Okay, let me think. One time I was doing makeup on a client. This is when I worked at Sephora. I was doing her makeup and the makeup that I had applied on her face, it looked really good. She looked flawless, gorgeous, beautiful. It melted right in. It didn't look like she was wearing makeup, but it just looked beautiful. And I was trying to say, I really like how it sits on your skin, giving her a mirror, whatever. But instead, I said, I really like how you sit on my skin. I just remember her staring at me because she was holding the mirror and she just like looked at me and I was like, there's another good one when I was in middle school and I was wearing white shorts. And anytime you wear white, what happens? Either you start your period or you drop everything on your pants. It was lunchtime. I had my plate of food, whatever, and I was gonna go sit down, ate my lunch. When we all got up, I remember one of the girls started laughing at me and she said, dude, it looks like you shit your pants. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, you sat on a brownie. Poor preteen me. Oh God. So I'm wearing white pants. I sat in a brownie right in the crack and it looked like I shit my pants. And I remember kids, they started to just make fun of me that I shit my pants, called me poopy pants, and it was traumatic. I should find them and let them know how I feel. So yeah. Good times. LOL. I hate my hair. Every time I show up here, I truly try to like make my hair look cute and it just kind of looks like my extensions are probably going to be hanging out, but whatever, okay? I don't know how I feel about this foundation actually. Everyone says it's so beautiful, but I don't like the way it's sitting on my skin. Next question. Would you ever get another doggie? Duh. I have a dog. He's a blue nose pit bull. His name's Saint. He's adopted. With Saint, it was Fernando's best friend's dog. And sadly, Fernando's friend passed away. It was very tragic and awful. And Saint ended up being taken to a local like shelter, a pound. I can't quite remember. And Fernando felt like, you know, that was his best friend's dog. He needed to take Saint because Saint was like everything to him. So that's how we ended up with Saint. And when I first met Saint, I hated him. I know, don't come for me. I never had a big dog before. And when I was younger, I got bit in the face by a dog. Pretty bad. I actually almost lost an eye. It wasn't a pit bull, but it just made me afraid of like bigger dogs. And of course, like when you look up pit bulls and whatnot, I mean, nowadays it's getting a little better, but most of the times it's always like pit bulls attack. They're vicious, mean dogs. So when Fernando first got Saint, I was like, heck no, I am not going to have this dog here, which breaks my heart now. But at the time, I just was ignorant towards pit bulls in general. I thought that they were all mean and vicious because that's what I've been told. As time went on, Saint and I started bonding. I'll never forget it. There was one night when I was at Fernando's house alone and it was raining outside, and Saint at the time was an outside dog. I don't know why, like his landlord wouldn't allow Saint to be in the apartment, but it was raining and he was crying and I felt so bad. So I snuck him into the apartment and I remember just looking into his eyes and he just was giving me just this loving stare, and it melted my heart, and we snuggled, and I was like, you're not a mean dog. Like, oh my gosh. And I just had this whole like moment with Saint. And ever since then, I mean, obviously I've completely changed my mind about pit bulls and just aggressive breeds in general, like being told that they're mean dogs and they're really not. It's all about how you raise the dogs, just like children. Like if you raise them poorly and you treat them like shit, they're probably going to be shitty dogs. And if you give them love and attention, they're probably going to be really great dogs. You know, like it's all comes down to the owner, sadly. And a lot of people still treat their dogs as just garbage. It breaks my heart when I see dogs just locked up outside, because it's like, it's just sad. Anyways, will I ever get another dog? I would love to get more dogs. They're so loving. They're so nice. And I want to adopt more. So when I get a house one day, I want to adopt more. And I just think they deserve all the love. I don't know if I'll get another pit bull. It just all comes down to like when I'm ready to take in another dog, you know, who I find. Do you go to therapy because the crime scenes you research get to your head? No. I think that's a great question. I do post on my Instagram a lot that I go to therapy, and I've been going to therapy on and off since like I was 18. Wow, this eyebrow looks really bad. We're gonna have one of those days, aren't we? Challenge accepted. How did you get into true crime? What was the first case that got you hooked? I was thinking about this the other day. Like, how did I really get into true crime? My mom was a 911 dispatcher. So when you call 911, you know how someone answers? Yeah, well, that was my mom. You were talking to my mom. Oh, I found it fascinating, even at a young age. I mean, I had to be like 10, 11, and my mom would take me to work with her. And we laugh about it now because it probably wasn't the best idea to be taking a 10 or 11-year-old to sit in and listen to 911 calls, because nobody's calling 911 to report anything good. Hello, 911? Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I am doing amazing. You know, like nobody's calling with positive news. It's all bad. And I would get my own little headphone thing and I would just sit there and listen to her answering 911 calls. And it was just like fascinating to me. So I think that's where it started. I remember being a kid and being obsessed with the JonBenet Ramsey case. It's still like a weird case, right? If I died, went to heaven, and got to ask God like a question, what the hell happened to JonBenet Ramsey? I just need to know. So I hope that answers your question. I know I'm kind of like all over the place with my answers here. Is that too much blush? Whatever. Next question. What is the first thing you think about when I say Sweden? Chocolate. That was fun. And that was my favorite question. Alex wants to know, how are you? Oh my God, thank you. How am I? I'm a little stressed, but I just feel like that's that's who I am as a person. Like, I'm a stressed person. I mentioned to you guys before that Fernando and I are going on a trip. We're going to London. So I've been trying to like plan that, but also like I can't get over the anxiety of flying. So it's really hard to even think of the trip overall because I keep having this anxiety about the flight. I can't even think about the trip as a whole because I'm like, okay, so the flight, how are we gonna do? So I just keep thinking about that, and I've been like, my anxiety over that has been pretty rough. I look like I have Pepto-Bismol on my eyelids.
Upset stomach, diarrhea. Yay, Pepto-Bismol.
Favorite thing on Netflix? Oh, where do I even begin? I just watched the movie What Lies Beneath. Did you guys see that? Dude, it's not even new. It's from 2000, so 20 years. It's 20 years old. Wow. It seems like the year 2000 wasn't even that long ago. Wild. Anyways, I just watched that. It was a really good movie. I love Grace and Frankie. That's like one of my favorite shows. I watched this one movie called like The Box. That was a weird one. I really like movies when there's bad acting in it because they're kind of like entertaining too. Because you're thinking about, wow, this is terrible. I have to keep watching and see how terrible it is. I signed up for the HBO subscription, you know, the free trial. I just keep changing my email. They'll never know. Now they're gonna know. I don't do that. Anyways, so they have that McMillions right now. It's a series about the McDonald's Monopoly game and how it was rigged and how these people got away with it. That one is really good. Unfortunately, though, they didn't put all the episodes out at one time, so you have to wait weekly for a new episode, which drives me wild because they've conditioned us to get things instantly. And so now anytime you have to wait for something, you are outraged and upset. How dare you make me wait a week? When you go to London, are you prepared to try proper British food? Yeah. Everybody has been telling me, and this is what people have been telling me. I'm not stating that this is actual facts, but this is what I've been told. People have been saying, like, British food isn't very good. Don't come at me. If it's bad, so at least I could say I tried it. I love trying new food, and I am not biased. I will try everything with food. Ooh. When it comes to food. There we go. Ooh, what's your favorite fragrance? Santal 33. That's what I smell like. Go sniff it. When you come to England, where and when are we doing the meetup? I am not doing like an official meetup when I go out there, but I'm so down to like hang out. If you want to meet up, I'm down. I guess what I could do is just post on my social media like where I'm going to be at that day and then come. And I hope it doesn't attract psychos or anything like that, but I'm down for a psycho or two. I feel like by the end of the video, I'm like this. Like in every video, I shrink lower and lower until where I'm just eyeballs. And it's like, where did I go, Bailey? Go back in frame. Anywho, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope maybe I answered a few of your guys' questions. Sorry I didn't get to all of them because I'm a rambler. I could talk for days. I could talk your ears off. I really could. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you have a wonderful day today. You make good choices. Life is rough out there. I'm rooting for you. Try your best. Be a good person as best as you know how to be. I'm PMSing. I watched The Notebook. Bitch. I cried like a bitch. I needed that though. It felt great. The Notebook. Oh, Ryan Gosling. Oh, I remember on MySpace, everyone's headline was, "If you're a bird, I'm a bird." Okay. Bye. Have a good day.